You know, it's very interesting. This issue did not seem to concern Donald until a little over a week ago, when suddenly he was trailing in the polls in Iowa. And I understand Mr. Trump and other candidates in the race being disturbed that conservatives are coming together.
Ted Cruz offering some comments before tonight's debate, telling reporters about the curious timing between the Donald's citizenship attacks and Ted's rise in the polls, how that connection is undeniable, and of course, tension between those two top candidates continues to grow. Now, Trump is saying he will probably bring up the issue again at the debate tonight. So will we see that? And what else might we see? Well, let's discuss it with former White House spokesman for President George W. Bush, Pete Seat. He's now the senior project manager for Hathaway Strategies. He's taken his seat in front of a Skyping camera from Indianapolis today. So, Pete, thanks for your time. Trump versus Ted on birthright citizenship. Is this working for the Donald?
Well, that could be the main event tonight, right? I mean, as you said, Ted Cruz now has a target on his back. He's leading the pack in Iowa. The Donald just a little bit behind him in polls. And this is really a moment for Ted Cruz. He could come out victorious if Donald goes after him and Cruz hits back hard. The thing, though, is I don't know if Ted Cruz supporters really care about this. Anytime he's attacked, they're going to embrace him even harder. This is not a new attack. We know he was born in Canada, and the constitutional questions remain on it, but it doesn't seem to be hurting him.
Well, we're hearing from most scholars that birthright citizenship is, in fact, what Ted Cruz enjoys. That, in fact, it's by the books, but the whole idea is to kick up we used to call it kicking up the dust, generate the doubt, and Donald has done that. Now, another kind of survivor-like alliance forged tonight, we understand, Jeb Bush and Chris Christie ganging up to try and rub out Marco Rubio. What have you heard about that? Is that a plausible strategy? Will that work tonight?
Well, Marco Rubio is going to be a tractor beam of attacks tonight, I think. You have the so-called establishment lane, as folks call it, with Marco Rubio, Jeb Bush, John Kasich, Chris Christie, and they're all trying to outmaneuver each other to be the one that's left standing. At some point, they're going to have to consolidate that part of the Republican Party electorate. They're likely not going to pick off Ted Cruz people or Donald Trump people yet. And New Hampshire is where a lot of their hopes are riding. That, of course, comes after Iowa several weeks from now, but they're positioning for it now. And I think Marco Rubio is going to have to be ready to counterattack tonight if he wants to be the one left standing.
20 seconds. Who has the most to gain and the most to lose tonight?
I think Cruz and Rubio the most to gain if Cruz hits Donald and if Rubio is able to counterattack. I think the most to lose are Jeb Bush, Chris Christie, and John Kasich. Someone has got to be the one left standing, and 3 of the 4 won't be that person.
All right, fair enough. Pete Seat from Indianapolis giving us predictions on tonight's debate. We thank you very much. And speaking of that debate, you will want to be here later tonight for our post-debate program. We look to start it around 11 o'clock Eastern, that's 8 Pacific. I'll be here on the anchor desk. I'll also be joined by Miranda Kahn, Dick Morris, Michael Reagan, a veritable cast of thousands. We'll be looking for you then at 11. Stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.